I got my fingers crossed. I sure hope my video drivers don't fail me, with my bad luck. If you really need something to work, it won't. People, I do try to respond or at least acknowledge all comments, either in the comments section below my podcasts or those that email me at outpost@midco.net. And I'm having ongoing issues with both. Oh, Dave, a new conspiracy theory, huh? No, people, just stating the facts. I don't think anybody's effing with me at this point. But I got some good comments posted to yesterday's podcast, and one gave me a good laugh. Stick with me, people, because you're a freelance watchman on the wall with an action-packed expense account is on duty. Yep, I'm manning the wall today, so you don't have to. On this Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2022. Tried to mow some grass yesterday in between the showers. Got her done, most of it anyway. Beautiful evening. Not even going to go to the weather. Okay, let's check the 2 comments from yesterday. I'm going to bring them up over here because I'm good at this stuff. People, I encourage you to read the comment section and to leave a comment if the spirit moves you. I'm on the front line, don't you know? And these comments are like letters from back home, if you know what I mean. Eric writes, I came across this channel last week, had to subscribe, love how the mess is delivered, and the topics don't stop, brother. Well, brother, I told you, posted, thank you for that comment, very encouraging. And then we have Glow Patrick, who writes, there goes the last of my TV shows. All I see are Adam's apples. Glow Patrick, I'm going to tell you, that cracked me up. Yep, that's how it was for me too, when the truth sinks in. It's one of those, oh my God moments. Please tell me this ain't so. Now, I didn't know who half of the names were on the list yesterday that I read in the podcast, but I sure as hell knew of some of them. Raquel Welch. Give me a break. Really? Let's go over here to her I am whatever it is page. Everything's working so far. Yes. Raquel Welch. A new reigning 60s international sex symbol took the cinematic throne. And where am I at? IMDb. Internet Movie Database.com. A new reigning 60s international sex symbol took to the cinematic throne as soon as Raquel Welch emerged from the sea in her purposely depleted, furry prehistoric bikini, tantalizing wet with her garb clinging to all the right Amazonian places. You got it. 1 million years BC. If nothing else, that was released in 1966. It captured the hearts and libidos of modern man. Hey, no shit, Sherlock. Let's see where I'm going on this. Now, just who do you think was growing up during that time period? Yeah, the 60s. The formative years, where your voice starts to change a little bit, and a few random pubes start showing up on the chin. Gonna be shaving soon, just watch. And the talking school? Well, you don't know who was growing up in the 60s? Your ever-flexible, most fluid, incredible, humble messenger. That's who. And the talking school people. Did you see Raquel Welch in 1 million BC? She was boobalicious. I don't remember the plot. Probably sucked. It was after all the 60s, and Hollywood, after getting rid of the 10 Commandments, somewhere around 1963 to 64, was into sexploitation films. So the plot probably sucked, no doubt. But the eye candy was dandy. But that was then. And this is now. The real world. Then later, Raquel starred in a movie called Myra Breckinridge. You guys ever heard about that one? Well, let me see if I got that. Just happened to be called up. Oh, yes, I do. Myra Breckinridge, 1968. It's a part of a major cultural assault on the assumed norms of gender and sexuality, which swept the Western world in the late 1960s and early 70s. The book's major theme that the movie was based on, that Raquel Welch starred in, were feminism, transsexuality. Imagine that. I guess they knew how to cast them back then, huh? So, there you go. So, Glow Patrick, here's the good news. If you watch the linked video that was on yesterday's podcast, you clearly understand there are about 20 indicators distinguishing men from women. Real women can have a few male indicators. Like a pronounced Adam's apple, a thick brow ridge over the eyes, but only a few. Now here's the bad news. Everyone on yesterday's list were well vetted and had the majority of the male indicators, not just a few. Suck it up, people. Deal with it. Because after all, truth is a bitter pill. How well I learned that lesson constantly. And by the way, I forgot to put Linda Gates on the list yesterday. You know her. You know it. Bill Gates' better half, now divorced. That was an easy one, people. If you couldn't see that, I don't know if there's any help for you guys. I really don't. So let's move on. And still got my fingers crossed because I'm going to need my video drivers pretty quick here. Also yesterday, I mentioned truth in the movies, TV, and music, lies in the news. Let's play some make-believe here, okay, people? Yeah, I mean, it helps understanding, perhaps. Now, I just won a small lottery. With my luck, I can't win the big ones, but I say I won a small lottery. I want to invest my lottery winnings with other producers to make a movie and rake in the big box office profits. I also have a great idea for the script. The script is what the movie's about. Now, I have to mention that because that's for my room temp plus 7 friends at the bottom Peter Pit. If I didn't explain it to them, they wouldn't understood what I meant there. Now, seeing as how it's Hollywood, I also have to twist the shit out of Murray's arm and end up way overpaying him to use his influence there in Hollywood. But he delivers, and I've got my foot in the door. I'm in the boardroom with other potential producers, investors. There's some directors and script writers too. I have the floor, and I lay out my great idea for my movie plot. It kinda sorta goes like this, folks. Let's have Russia invade the Ukraine and show the governments of the free world, rocking in the free world, and we'll show the governments of the free world overreact and bring us to the brink of full-scale nuclear war. And I ain't done yet. Hang in there. Then let's have the U.S. Air Force and the Israeli Defense Force practice bombing raids on Iran and all the U.S. aid that entails. Okay, still not done. I say let's open the southern border in America and flood the nation with military-aged men of all persuasions. And just for shits and giggles, let's ice the cake. Let's starve American babies, but feed the illegals. Now, feeling pretty good about myself and my great movie idea, I ask, what do you guys think? To a man, people, the universal response is, that is the goddamn dumbest plot for a movie we've ever heard. Who the fuck would believe that? Probably true. Yeah, you can't make this shit up, people. Everything I mentioned to the producers in my make-believe is today's reality, including the U.S. Air Force and what they're up to. From your president now. Now here's where I need my video drivers. Your president now, the imposter-in-chief, speaking in 2015. Oh, Lord, don't fail me now. Here we go.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America, from then and on, will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing, says the imposter-in-chief. What a stupid... I want to call him a fucking asshole, but that would be offensive, I guess. Alright, so, from True News, come on now, so my video drivers are working so far. Don't fail me now, please. Here we go. The baby formula caper. Alright.
The Biden administration is starving American babies.
Yes.
It is deliberate. They're Doc, who does this kind of evil?
Evil people. That's who does it. And so,
Wicked, evil people. They are starving American babies. Yet, at the same time, while American moms and dads can't find baby formula in their local grocery stores and convenience stores and pharmacies, yet illegal aliens, illegal immigrants who have come across the border illegally against the laws of the United States have plenty of baby formula.
Yes.
Look, I don't want any baby to go without food.
Border or no border.
Yes. But their mothers don't belong here. Simple as that. They broke the laws by walking across the border. But the Biden administration has made sure the illegals have plenty of baby formula. There's a Florida Republican Congresswoman, Kat Cammack, who is livid about this. And she posted some information last week, and the leftist news media went after her and said,
It's fake. It's fake.
It's fake. Don't believe her. She doesn't have any proof that the Biden administration is stockpiling baby formula in Texas for illegals. So she said, no, I'm going to go there myself and get my own photographs.
That's right. So a Republican Congresswoman took a trip to the U.S.-Mexico border to expose the stockpiling of baby formula being sent to border facilities, while American families continue to face empty shelves amid a nationwide shortage. Representative Kat Cammack of Florida was accused of lying about the formula crisis after she shared photos she was sent by sources last week showing shelves full of baby formula and food at a processing center at
Stay with me, people. It's running a little bit long, but I think it's worth it.
The southern border. But now the Congresswoman has visited and surveyed the facilities herself, finding not only an mass of formula, but other necessary infant supplies littered across the floor of a warehouse. We have this appearance by Representative Cammack on Fox Business with Maria Bartiromo talking about what she saw.
Joining me right now is the Florida Congresswoman herself who exposed this at the border. Kat Cammack is here. She's a member of the Homeland Security and Agricultural Committees. Congresswoman, thanks very much for being here. I know Congress is set to take the issue up this week, but tell us what you saw and react to what you just heard from Buttigieg.
Well, good morning, Maria. And, yesterday I was on the border myself, and the facts on the ground are exactly how we have been stating them. Last week I received text messages and photos from Border Patrol agents showing a stockpile of baby formula, and there was complete outrage from the White House and CNN and other liberal outlets claiming that we were lying. So I decided to go down myself and film it. And lo and behold, not only was there stocked warehouses, but there were multiple stocked warehouses that have been not only filled with baby formula and diapers and wipes and clothing, but they have been doing this for months, and there's more en route. And this just points again to how out of touch this administration is, and they could stop this with a simple policy change. And to the Secretary of Transportation's remarks that they have been on top of this from day one, that is a lie. They canceled 43% of this manufacturer's production with no plan to backfill that market share that they make up. So how have they been on top of this? Because moms for months have been saying it was getting harder and harder to find formula. This is just another example of the broken administration that doesn't know how to govern.
But they do know how to govern. Yes. They're destroying the nation on purpose, deliberately.
That was from True News podcast last night. They also spent the first 20 minutes or so on this podcast telling you what's going on over there with Iran. Now, who's the Secretary of Transportation? Oh, yeah, Pete Buttplug. Well, what do you expect from a guy like that? What, former mayor of Indianapolis? I don't know if he's from. Okay, people, our reality today is too unbelievable for a Hollywood movie plot. Green screen and all, with all the good technology. But it's our today's reality. Imagine that. Anyway, I'm working my way out of here because you know why? I got stuff to do.